I've spent what feels like 10,000 hours researching YouTube niches in the last 3 years, digging through channels, studying what blows up and what dies, testing niches with my own money while losing over $2,000 in one niche, and figuring out the exact patterns that separate a niche that prints money from one that wastes your time. And in this video, I'm going to pour all of that research into your head in just 8 minutes. To make it even better, at the end of this video, I'm going to reveal 2 niches that are working extremely well right now as I'm speaking, that you can jump into as a complete beginner. And these aren't random niches. These are pulled directly from inside Faceless Hustlers, my private community. But you can't just hear the niche and run with it, because if you don't know how to use it the right way, it's useless. So make sure that you first understand how the niches work and how you can put that into practice to build a successful channel. And before I talk about any specific niche, you have to understand one basic concept that every single niche obeys. I call it the supply and demand chain. Here's the very important equation. Supply is how many videos already exist in a niche. Demand is how many viewers are actually willing to watch that kind of content. So the perfect niche is one where there is high demand but low supply. A ton of people hungry for that content, but barely any videos made about it yet. And where does that magical situation usually happen? In newly discovered niches. Niches that just popped up where not a lot of people have jumped on the train yet. Those are the golden opportunities, the gold mines where you can walk in early and scoop up millions of views before everyone else floods in. And don't worry, because at the end of this video, I'll show you 2 of these golden opportunities that follow the supply and demand rule perfectly. Just make sure you keep watching so you actually know how to use them the right way. Now, how do you actually look at a niche and know if it's worth your time? You can't guess, you have to check the metrics. There are 3 that I always look at. The first one is the age of the niche. Here's the rule. Any niche that is older than 6 months is usually already crowded with a ton of videos. The train's already full, so ideally, you want a niche that's younger than 6 months, and even better if it's under 3 months. The fresher the niche, the more room there is for you to grow. The second metric is to look at brand new channels getting started in that niche. Are they blowing up? If you see fresh channels with barely any subscribers already pulling big views, that's a huge green flag. It means the niche is hot, and there's tons of room for new people, which means tons of room for you. The third metric is to look at the big established channels in the niche and check their most recent videos. Are they getting consistent high views? Or are the recent ones inconsistent and dropping off? If even the big dogs are getting consistent high views on their newest uploads, that tells you the niche is still alive and demand is strong. If all 3 of those metrics check out, the niche is young, new channels are popping off, and the big channels are still eating, then you've got yourself a good niche worth jumping into. Now, I'll be honest, doing all this research yourself takes time, and it can be a headache. So if you want to skip that whole grind, inside Faceless Hustlers, we handle all of it for you. We hand you hot, verified niches every single week on a golden plate, along with one-on-one guidance on exactly how to make videos that get views in that niche. Faceless Hustler members are already winning with this. So if you want in, the link is below. Come be a real amigo. Alright, next, and this is a mistake that I see literally every day, you have to give the niche time before you judge it. This one drives me a little crazy because I see it constantly. Beginners upload 2, maybe 3 videos, get barely any views, and then come tell me the niche is dead and doesn't work. No shit, Sherlock, you uploaded 2 videos. How on earth would you know if the niche is good or not? YouTube doesn't even trust your channel yet. It hasn't tested your videos. It doesn't know your audience. It has no reason to push you yet. I made a whole video about this in the series, but it applies just as hard to testing a niche. Here's the rule. You give a niche at least 10 videos before you judge it. Not 2, not 3, 10. Because YouTube needs time to do its thing. It needs time to push your videos, test them against different audiences, figure out who your content is for, and slowly start trusting your channel. That process doesn't happen in 3 uploads. So all you have to do in the beginning is keep uploading, stay consistent, and don't lose hope or motivation when it's quiet. Then, after you've given it a real shot, you can actually judge whether the niche is working. Now, I have to be real with you. The niche isn't the only thing in play. There are other factors too. Is your content actually good? Are your scripts strong? Did you package and edit it the right way? Did you brainstorm genuinely good ideas? All of those matter. and I can't break down every single one of them in this one video, but I got a full 1-hour course covering everything about YouTube automation and is completely free. And now, the moment you've been waiting for, the 2 niches. Both of these follow the supply and demand rule perfectly, and both are working as I'm speaking. The first niche is extinct animals, basically channels that talk about animals that went extinct and everything around that topic. And the results speak for themselves. This channel pulled over 1 million views within a month of starting with only 13 videos uploaded. 13! That's the power of low supply, high demand working in your favor. And what I really love about this channel is how clean it is. The thumbnails are simple, consistent, and branded. Every video looks like it belongs to the same channel, which builds that recognizable brand that I keep talking about. The second niche is the Japan niche. This channel basically compares normal everyday things that happen around the world to how those same things work in Japan. That's it, as simple as it sounds. And with that simple concept, the channel pulled in around 500,000 views, using videos where AI does literally 80% of the work. That's the whole point I want you to take away here. When you get into a winning niche, basic videos with simple ideas start pulling crazy numbers, because the niche itself is doing the heavy lifting. You can see the raw power of a winning niche in action. Now, here's the truth though. Picking the niche is just the start. The second you got it, a whole new set of problems show up. How do you spot the ideas that get millions of views like these channels do? How do you actually make content good enough to pull those crazy numbers? How do you package it, script it, and edit it so it actually performs? And that right there is exactly why I created Faceless Hustlers, to help you one-on-one from ground zero, even if you know absolutely nothing about YouTube. I'll personally help you start and monetize your channel step by step in the next 90 days. On top of that, you get over 20 guides breaking down every secret you need to know, all the tools to make it happen, and anyone who joins right now also locks in their spot for the upcoming Faceless Hustlers course before it drops. Spots are limited because we focus on each member individually, so secure yours today with the link below. That was all for today's video. Pablo was here, amigos.